My name is Manaia, I'm 24 years old, and I thought I was going to be a videographer for the rest of my life. So today is the very last filming of a property ever. Videography was something that I would always be interested in as a kid growing up, and then when I was about 12 or 13, I started to really get a little bit more into it, and then by my 14th birthday, my mum had bought me a second-hand camera and I kind of just took off from there. I dropped out of high school when I was 15 to kind of pursue making videos for a living, and then by the time I was 23, which was last year, I was already completely burnt out and wanted nothing to do with the industry. Now that's probably just a small quick overview of the past decade or so of working in a career and working in something that I thought I was going to do for the rest of my life. But in saying that, life had different plans for me, and I wanted to talk about that today. I think that people get so caught up in the fact that if they pick something at uni, or if they pick something after uni that they want to do for that time period, or that they think that they want to do for the rest of their life, that they're locked in, they're stuck, and they have to do that. They're not allowed to try anything in a new industry. They're just locked in for that for the rest of their lives. And you see that especially with the older generation. It was kind of different back then. I don't know what it was like growing up back then, but even with my dad, he's been in the same industry his entire adulthood and has done the same thing his entire adulthood. And when I speak to a lot of older people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, they all chose careers that they stuck to for the vast majority of their lives. Oh, it just got really, really bright. Oh, our generation, Gen Z, millennials even, are starting to switch into the mindset that life is so short and we should be able to try absolutely everything that we want to. Over the past almost 3 months, I've completely switched what industry and what career I want to do moving forward. And I'm going to talk about what career I changed into, why I switched into this career, and why I don't think I will also do this new career for the rest of my life. Okay, so I ended up trading these tools for these ones. And it's been a really massive shift. My days have been completely different as to what I've been used to over the past decade of working. One of the big changes as well is that I no longer work for myself. Now, the reason why I wanted to change careers is because I simply fell out of love with being a videographer and having the world perceive me as that type of person. People would come up to me all the time and say, "Oh my God, you're so gifted. Oh my God, you're so lucky to find something that you want to do for the rest of your life and be able to do it on your own terms." But internally, it did not feel like that whatsoever. I was making videos for companies and for brands that I literally could not care less for. And that's not to say that I didn't work with amazing people themselves. It was just the work itself was just draining, and it wasn't initially what I got into making videos for. Initially, when I was a kid getting into making videos, I wanted to do them for myself. I wanted to document my life. At the end of my life, I want to be able to have an entire video made up of the things that I was able to achieve, not only business-wise or career-wise, but as a human being on this earth, and document what it was like to be me and have my time on this earth. And inherently what it turned into was I realized that I could make videos and get paid to make those videos. So why don't I just make videos that I can get paid for? And I didn't have the time to make videos for myself, and I didn't have the energy or mental capacity to even think about doing it for myself. And that was the biggest reason why I wanted to be a videographer and kind of tell stories, was to tell my own, which was important to me. Now that's almost tip of the iceberg into how I was feeling about it. But towards the end of, probably about midway through last year, I kind of decided I was really, really mentally unstable. And I realized that the amount of stress and anxiety that I was putting on myself and the amount of stress and anxiety that I had was directly linked to the job that I was doing. I had no hours set ever. I never had a routine. And that's because when you run a business or when you're a videographer, you work in the creative field. So you kind of work when it's going. But when you also, on the other side of that, when you're a business owner, you don't have a choice and you can't really pick when you get to be creative and feel the juices flowing. Like, you are forced to do it. And like, there'd be days where you'd work 14 hours. I'd drive 2 hours to one shoot for 20 minutes, drive 2 hours back, go to another shoot here. Then I'd have to spend the night editing. And then doing that repeatedly for years and years takes a toll, not only physically, but mentally was the biggest thing for me. And then when I realized that it was the career that was making me so anxious, stressed, and depressed, I wanted to run away. And that's why at the start of this year, my fiance and I went to Europe for 3 months to kind of just reset, see the world a little bit, and kind of figure out where I wanted to go. And it was actually there when we were in Poland, I decided that, you know what, I really like building things. I did enjoy renovating my parents' kitchen, and I also enjoyed renovating my own house. And I was like, you know what, I want to learn a new skill. I want to learn how to do something for myself. And I want to just completely switch up the industry I'm in. So I decided when we were in Poland on like a Flixbus that I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to be a carpenter. So long story short, like, as cliche as it is, you literally get one life, and why not try as many things that interest you? Like I said, carpentry was just something that I was interested in. And I was kind of just like, you know what, screw it. It's something that I'm interested in. It's something that I can see myself being perceived as, like a carpenter. And I've just kind of jumped in the deep end. I'm almost 3 months in. It has been really, really tough. It is a completely different industry, an industry where you use your body, like where you're physically exhausted all the time. But it's been a good change. It's been very difficult, but it's been a much needed change. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, I do believe that I'm not going to be a carpenter for the rest of my life. I've even said that after I finish my carpentry apprenticeship in about 4 or so years, I already have a passion for furniture making and like building other little knickknacks anyway. So I think that I might go more into like the furniture and design industry. But yeah, who knows what I'm going to be doing in 4 years? Who knows what my partner and I are going to be doing in 4 years? So yeah, I just think that it's important to remind ourselves that we are not stuck where we are. Like, we are very privileged to even have the choice to choose what we want to do. Like, that's a whole nother discussion of just being like super grateful. But yeah, like, you literally can change your life, and you aren't tied down to what your career is. Like, it's your life. You get one shot at it. Why not live it the way that you feel like you need to, or the way that you want to? That's just some food for thought. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I'd be interested to hear in people's feedback about switching careers and just making an overall better decision for yourself. And yeah, I will see you all on the next one. Peace. You're up, you'll get down.